starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi everyone, welcome to the WordStream webinar, the 20-minute PPC Workweek. We're here with Larry Kim, founder of WordStream, and we're going to be learning how to make the most out of our PPC accounts in the least amount of time. I'm just going to hand this over to Larry and we'll get started.
Thanks, Kathy. And we have a huge audience on the line today, so that's pretty exciting. Thank you all for coming today. My name is Larry. I'm the founder and CTO of WordStream, and we've prepared a very interesting talk for you today. I'm going to be talking about this new concept that we're calling the 20-minute PPC Workweek. Specifically, I'm going to go into great detail over how and why we developed this concept, and also how you can actually use this to greatly improve the efficiencies and performance in your pay-per-click advertising efforts. As I mentioned, I'm the founder and CTO of WordStream. I've been doing search marketing for about 10 years now, and my company WordStream is a leading provider of pay-per-click management software and services. And if you'd like to connect or message me, I'm on Twitter, Larry Kim, or Google+. It's like 1035357 something, or you can just email me the old-fashioned way. All right, so before jumping right into our exciting agenda for today, I thought we would start with asking you a couple of questions. And Kathy, I think we have a poll for the audience. Do you want to open that poll? The first question is, how much time do you spend doing pay-per-click marketing every week? And you know, options are something like, I didn't realize I was supposed to be doing work in my PPC account every week. Option B is less than an hour, somewhere between 1 and 10 hours, 10 and 39 hours, or is it really a full-time job? I just want to get a sense for kind of who we have on the line here today. And if you want to participate in the poll, you should be able to just look at the poll box on the side of your screen there and click on one of the options there. And we have roughly 70% of you voting so far. I love it, the honesty. Some people are saying, I didn't realize I was supposed to do any work in my PPC account. Okay, we'll just give this another few seconds. So it looks like the majority are spending either less, definitely less than an hour, or less than, or between 1 to 10 hours. Actually, can we move on to the second poll question for today? And that is, in your opinion, what's the biggest time sink in PPC management? And what I mean by this is, when you're spending that hour or that 10 hours or the 40 hours that you indicated that you spend on PPC marketing every week, what is the single biggest time suck? And Kathy, can we open the second poll here? And the options are stuff like, let me see here. Here they are. The options are PPC bid management, so trying to figure out the ROI on different keywords and whether or not to raise and lower bids, reporting analysis, sort of just preparing nice PDF reports for your bosses or for yourself. Authoring ad text is, of course, really challenging sometimes because it kind of requires a really creative mind. Keyword research and negative keyword research are just so tiresome because the keyword list can get into the hundreds of thousands of keywords. It's very challenging. And of course, landing page creation and optimization, another big challenge in paid search. But the question is, what is your single biggest time sink, in your opinion, for PPC management? And it looks like we have about 70% of the audience reporting in, 75%. just logging your votes here, and it appears that keyword research, negative keyword research, reporting and analysis, are some of the biggest challenges that our audience is facing today. Okay, so that's very interesting, and we might have stay tuned, because we might have something to show for some of these pain points in just a few minutes here. And now before jumping right in, I thought we could just play a little AdWords trivia game, because I think some of these answers would surprise you. And these aren't polls or anything, but I just have some trivia here. My first question is, how often do small businesses, and what I mean by that is businesses spending under $5,000 a month on AdWords advertising, how often do you think that they actually do work in your AdWords account? I know that a lot of you guys reported like 40 hours a week and 10 hours a week, but what we're finding is that for small businesses, like people who spend in that spend range, half of them actually don't do anything in a month. So we definitely have a very enthusiastic and eager bunch of people on the line today. Also, my next question, what percentage of AdWords accounts have used even one negative keyword in the last 90 days? And the answer is less than half of them have used a negative keyword in the last 90 days, and 20% of them have never even used a single negative keyword ever. So they still haven't even figured out what that is. And my last question is, what percentage of AdWords accounts do you think out there actually use conversion tracking to sort of keep track of what's working and what's not working in their account? And in the spend range, the answer is less than half of the advertisers actually use this, meaning it's really very profound. Like that means that they don't even know what's working and what's not working in their account. And so, in case you're wondering where all this data came from, it's not from Google. It's from WordStream. We have a free tool on our website. It's called the WordStream AdWords Performance Grader, and it's a free auditing tool for pay-per-click advertising accounts. And in the last few months, we've graded a couple thousand accounts, and that's how I'm able to compile these real statistics for you and share them with you. And if you're interested in grading your own account, you can just go to our website and get a report card. It's www.wordstream.com/Google-AdWords. Now, the reason why I asked these questions was because I'm basically my feelings are that having evaluated thousands of these accounts over the last several years, as well as having worked on all these accounts for many years, it's clear to me that the average AdWords campaign for small and medium-sized businesses, they're in pretty bad shape. Those were just three of the highlights that I wanted to bring to your attention, like no conversion tracking or no negative keywords, and very low account activity happening very sporadically every few months or so, meaning most of the advertisers out there don't really know what they're doing or how to get there, or don't even seem to care. And those are just some of the lowlights that we found. And I think basically what I see happening often is that small and medium-sized advertisers get caught in this AdWords death spiral, which kind of works like this. It starts with advertisers creating sort of mediocre campaigns, which then subsequently get penalized with low ad positions and higher cost per clicks due to low quality scores. But that in turn then results in even lousier performance because of the low quality scores. And so it becomes this kind of vicious cycle which results in frustration or complacency and almost always failure. And so in my presentation today, I want to talk a little bit about what can be done about this. Specifically, I'm going to talk about two new ideas that I believe that can be used to address many of the challenges and the problems that we're seeing in these small and medium-sized AdWords accounts. First, I'm going to summarize 7 things that I know to be true about AdWords success. And then secondly, I'm going to propose this impactful 20-minute PPC work week, which is this recommended PPC workflow that turns everything that we know about AdWords success into a plan of action. And that's the 20-minute PPC work week. And so at WordStream, we've worked with, as I was mentioning earlier, thousands of small and medium-sized businesses and agencies just like you. They're all have similar objectives, which is to try to succeed at online advertising, but without taking forever. And so every week we review hundreds of these accounts. And I've often wondered, why do some of these accounts do so well, and why do others do so poorly? And so basically, we wanted to find out what was going on, and we recently we took a look. We analyzed thousands of accounts to figure out exactly why that was. Why do certain advertisers have great quality scores and others have horrible quality scores? And so we looked at thousands of these accounts. We even called them up on the phone and then asked them about what it is that they do differently, trying to understand their workflow. In fact, no other company has done such extensive research into this many accounts for this segment. And we even met with Google recently to share our findings with them. And basically what we've done here is I've summarized all this data into just 7 things that you need to know, 7 things that I know to be true about achieving AdWords success that I uncovered from having done all these interviews and all this research. And here they are. 1, in our study, we asked advertisers what tools do people use to do their PPC work, and we found that a majority of our successful PPC advertiser group, they leverage tools, either third-party commercial tools or internally developed tools, in addition to sort of the free tools that are offered in the Google AdWords platform. And this was in order to sort of automate repetitive tasks as well as gain a competitive edge. 2, like anything else in life, we found that you get out of AdWords what you put into it. What I mean by this is we looked at closely at account activity levels, like number of logins or number of new or deleted keywords, or number of bid changes. Basically what we found was there was a very strong correlation between AdWords account activity and AdWords account success, meaning the advertisers and agencies who are more actively managing their account on a more regular basis were doing far better than those who had placed their campaigns on autopilot. 3, not surprisingly again, we found that there was a very big correlation between average quality score and AdWords success, meaning granular long-tail keyword selection combined with really relevant ad text and landing pages. This resulted in really high click-through rates and very high quality scores. And in fact, the just account-wide average quality score was the 2nd strongest predictor in terms of a metric. It was the 2nd strongest predictor of account success or failure, and it was second only to the previous metric, which was the account activity. Next, 4, you need to keep your PPC house clean. These bad keywords are expensive. Underperforming keywords play a leading role in AdWords performance destruction, and they tend to drain your budget or lower your account quality score and drag things down. They make it really difficult to achieve success in your account. And so advertisers that more actively kind of paused or fixed or killed poorly performing keywords, or tried to fix them with better ad text or negative keywords or more restrictive match types, these types of advertisers far outperformed the advertisers and agencies that employed this sort of buy and hold methodology, where you just keep reporting on the same keywords month after month rather than changing them up a bit. 5, achieving success at AdWords, it's going to take time. It's therefore important to come up with a plan of consisting of realistic, achievable goals. These goals can be really simple, as much as like dedicating a certain amount of time every week, like 20 minutes or 10 minutes, to managing your AdWords account, or saying that I'm going to create a different offer every month, or even attending like some kind of educational seminar, like a WordStream webinar or a Google webinar. In our interviews with these advertisers, we found that the advertisers that sort of maintain this realistic expectation and a plan of action, like this notion that it's going to take some time and it will require a workflow, fared far better than those that didn't understand that. And we're almost done here. Number 6 is avoid analysis paralysis. This simply means that you need to spend less time analyzing stuff and more time actually doing things in your account, like trying out a new ad text or trying out a different keyword, for example. The advertisers that focus mostly, most of their time on monthly report generation as opposed to account optimization activities fared worse overall. And lastly, PPC is hard, so when something goes right, you need to celebrate that, and because it's an ongoing effort, you need to pace yourself and celebrate if something goes well in terms of one of your account experiments. All right, so that's what we've uncovered from our research, from having done the looking into different thousands of accounts and talking to different people. And what we've done is that having summarized everything that we know to be true of achieving success in AdWords, I'd like to sort of introduce this new concept that we're promoting called the 20-minute PPC work week, which takes everything that we learned about AdWords account success and turns it into a plan of action. And basically, it's just a workflow, and here it is. It's in 20 minutes a week. Step 1 is to spend a few minutes on checking the bids and the budgets in your account. Step 2 is spending a few minutes on eliminating some reviewing and eliminating poorly performing keywords from the account. We've allocated like 4 minutes to do keyword research, which was, according to our live poll just a few minutes ago, it was one of the most painstaking, time-consuming tasks, time sinks for paid search. If you can spend a little bit of time, adding promising-looking keywords, or eliminating keywords that aren't relevant to your business via negative keywords, or trying it with different keyword match types, we think that's very valuable. Ad text optimization, minutes 10 to 13. That just means throwing out some of your underperforming ads, and then consistently trying to come up with 1 or 2 new ones every week, and making sure that you're leveraging all of the new extensions, etc. A lot of our the people that we spoke to talked very confidently about the campaign relevancy being the key, and they're talking about splitting up longer keyword lists into more targeted ones, and more narrow ads and landing pages that are more relevant, and that's just a process that you need to keep coming up with different offers for different types of keywords. And finally, PPC reporting, the element of bragging to your boss, creating and sending out a report just to let them know about all the work that you're doing for them, and setting that goal for the following month. A couple of small notes here that I want to bring up to your attention here is one, that you get no points for just logging into your AdWords account and fiddling around with charts and looking at data and just pontificating stuff, because as you can see in this work week, there isn't a line item for futzing around. You can do that if you want on your own time, but that's outside of the 20-minute PPC work week. It's only tasks that specifically result in actions taken in your account that appear in this work week. And also, you might be thinking to yourself, like, how the heck can you really realistically do all these tasks in the time allocated? And if you were only going to use the standard AdWords tool, you'd be correct in thinking that this isn't possible. Part of the 20-minute PPC work week methodology here is that in order to achieve such levels of productivity, that you really do need to leverage tools and automation to make this happen. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about some of these steps and kind of what's involved with the different steps. So for example, check bids and budgets. So that was the first step on the PPC 20-minute PPC work week. Now what does that involve? Bid optimization it can be incredibly difficult to do well, particularly if your account has thousands of keywords, which is usually the case for most businesses. You kind of need to be a statistician, a mathematician type person to be able to do all of this work manually. It involves downloading the account performance and analyzing that data, making a determination on sort of what keywords seem to be performing well and which ones aren't. But then you have to then determine how much to raise the bids or how much to lower them by. In order to make those determinations, you need to take into consideration many factors like conversion data, if it was available, or other factors like quality scores or click-through rates, keyword competition, estimated search volume, that kind of stuff. And one of the most challenging steps with bid manipulation is sort of simulating the changes and trying to verify that the proposed changes don't cause any unintended side effects, because sometimes like a bid increase on a keyword can mess up other keywords in adjacent ad groups or campaigns, and that's one of the things that's very difficult to simulate manually. And of course, you'd want to ideally check back later, a week or a month later, to ensure sort of the desired outcome was achieved. So what I'm trying to just highlight here is that this task alone could take several hours a week, and it's also very prone to calculation errors, which could even result in damage in your account. And I just wanted to show you briefly how WordStream's PPC Advisor, which enables a 20-minute PPC work week, could let you do this in just a few minutes. First, we will automatically do a comprehensive analysis of all of the AdWords performance data using all of the available signals, meaning like if you have conversion tracking enabled, that's great. But if you don't, we're still going to try to make do with what other data points that we have. We make certain recommendations. It's very simple to follow. You just follow the steps, review the proposed bids, and then click Apply. We show you transparently what are the keyword bid recommendations. If you agree with them, that's great. If you disagree, you can go ahead and either make changes or disregard the bid change recommendation entirely. And we kind of summarize a primary reason for having made that change. For example, a keyword might be performing below a desired cost per action, and that could be the reason why we're recommending a decrease. And look how we also show like both increases and decreases in this bid tool. It's not just like the AdWords tool, which sometimes I feel the answer to everything is to increase your bid when you use those AdWords tools. While this is sort of the streamlined way of using our technology, if you really are skeptical and you want to see some of the math, the advanced math behind all of our calculations, we have this thing called PPC Nerd Mode, and if you want to nerd out, you can click on that button and sort of see all the performance metrics for the various keywords and sort of the reasoning behind the call. But just keep in mind, any nerding out that you do, it's both optional and on your own time, because we have a schedule to keep. We need to keep things moving here. So you can see how using tools and automation could significantly reduce the amount of time, thereby enabling a 20-minute PPC work week to be enabled, to be feasible. I'm not going to go through every tool in WordStream, but I just wanted to hit on a couple other ones. Negative keyword research, it's incredibly difficult. Like bid management, if you were to do this work manually, you have to brainstorm all of the words that Google might think is relevant to your business, but really isn't relevant to your business. And then you need to list them out one by one. One of the most common strategies to do this is to analyze your search query report data, trying to figure out what searches you actually paid for, and then weeding out the garbage words that weren't actually relevant to your business. Now, the challenge with this is that a search query report can contain thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions of rows of data, and so trying to embark on that task is most certainly a path to madness. And so negative keyword research, as I was showing you in the statistics earlier today, it's just one of those tasks that's important, but yet it's so complicated it takes forever that less than half of them do it. And so, because the cost of doing the work exceeds sort of the value, I guess they figure, or maybe it's just too complicated for them. And so in WordStream, our tools, first we do all the 1,000 hours of man-hours of analysis on your behalf and sort of bubble up the top negative keyword opportunities for you. We call them negative keyword contenders, so like different word modifiers that appear to be irrelevant to your business, and we clearly show you exactly how much you've wasted on those different word modifiers. And if you agree with the recommendation, you can set them as negatives right there and then, or if you disagree, we can exclude those from future recommendations and get even smarter. And so it's that simple. You just click apply, and that's how you end up doing this in two minutes or 1 minute, as opposed to hours or forever. And similarly with keyword expansion, also a very difficult challenge because you're basically trying to think up and imagine ways of people might search for things related to your business that you haven't yet thought of, and if they were so obvious, they would probably already be in your account. And so if you were to do this manually, again, you probably want to use keyword suggestion tools, or review and brainstorm different ideas, use that search query report to uncover keywords that you're broad matching against. Again, another task that can take hours to weeks to forever because of the amount of possible keywords that you can think of. WordStream, again, you can kind of see the pattern here. We do a tremendous amount of analysis on your behalf, and we will sort of just highlight the most promising keywords to be added to your account. Not all of them, just the ones that we believe to be the most impactful. And you can quickly review the keyword properties like the competition level or the estimated search volume and make a determination on whether or not you should be adding these or not to your account. And just click apply. So that's kind of a sense for our how productivity tools can actually enable these types of tasks in such a powerful and impactful work week. Like I said, I'm not going to go over every step in the workflow because I think you get the idea, but I do want to briefly manage like how do we stitch all these tools together and talk about our PPC management platform, which is called PPC Advisor. And we came up with that name because we thought of it as kind of like a coach or an advisor, kind of giving you these helpful tips every week on how you can move your account forward. Of course, on the left side of the screen here is our dashboard that highlights various metrics like spend and impressions and clicks and conversions, which is some of the most important data in your account at your fingertips here. On the right side, there's your 20-minute PPC work week, and it's fully integrated. This concept is fully integrated into our PPC management platform. When you log into the product, the first thing you see are all of the action items that we've discovered for you for the week. For example, as I was talking to you earlier, you can do the bid manipulation or the negative keyword research, or the, I didn't talk about this, but you can review and potentially pause poorly performing or underperforming keywords. And it's really impactful. It's just like an exercise machine. It kind of keeps track of your progress. So this guy's like 9% done, so he only has about 17 or 18 minutes to go. And of course, we keep track of all of the savings that you've accrued because you want to know, like, is it worth it, and how are things going. And of course, WordStream has plenty of other tools and interfaces to do more manual AdWords work. If you wish to extend your 20-minute PPC work week to being a couple-hour work week or a 40-hour work week, we support that too. But we're the only tool on the marketplace that supports such an efficient 20-minute PPC work week that's so impactful and so powerful. So that sort of summarizes the the 20-minute PPC work week and how we enable that. And before finishing, I just wanted to address any, proactively ask a couple questions or address some of the questions for any skeptics out there, starting with, is 20 minutes a week really enough time to achieve success in AdWords? And keep in mind that when I came up with this methodology, we were looking at thousands and thousands of AdWords accounts, and we found that across all of the accounts that we looked at, the average small and medium-sized business, the account activity was very low. And if in fact you truly did 20 minutes per week, every week, it's the consistency that matters, that you would actually be ahead of 90% of the other accounts out there, just in terms of the effort alone, which, as I was mentioning to you earlier, was the single biggest predictor of account success or failure. Another question that comes up often is, can I do more than 20 minutes? Like, what if I have other things I want to do? Absolutely. You can. We're not saying that the 20 minutes of work is sort of like a maximum and will guarantee instant results, but rather that 20 minutes per week, if directed at these critical, impactful AdWord management tasks, sort of following that outline and workflow, will definitely put you on a path to achieving success. And if you wish to do more, you most certainly can. But it's just that's kind of on your own time. Now, another question, of course, what if I can't do this in 2 minutes? Well, the idea was the underlying assumption was that you would be leveraging tools which enable that to be so quick and easy. All right, so in summary, in my presentation today, we talked a lot about the current state of the AdWords accounts in small and medium-sized businesses. We saw that a majority of the accounts out there are a disaster. They're caught in this AdWords death spiral where the bad accounts just get worse and worse, leading to the frustration and apathy. And we saw from my poll questions that the small, medium-sized businesses, they don't really know what they're doing, how to get there, and many don't even care. I talked a little bit about 7 things that we learned to be true about successful PPC marketers that we've interviewed and analyzed. One of the key takeaways of that study was that achieving success in AdWords requires setting a correct expectation that PPC advertising is an ongoing process and not just a one-off task, meaning that advertisers must dedicate a certain amount of time, even if it's just 20 minutes of time, towards improving their accounts. And finally, we talked about WordStream's 20-minute PPC work week, which is this recommended, impactful workflow that takes into consideration everything that we've learned to be successful, to be true about successful accounts, and packaging it into both the tools and methodology to enable results. And I think this is something really profound because there really isn't anything out there like this. Okay, so that's all I had in my prepared presentation today. I think, Kathy, we have one more poll question for the audience. And do you want to turn on that poll question for me, Kathy? The question is, would you like to have a personalized demo to see how the PPC work week can work for you and your business or your clients? And I kind of humorously put as the no, as no, thank you. I'd prefer to work 40 hours a week or more. Hopefully some people will take us up on that. Kathy, as the poll results are coming in, do you want to take any questions from the audience? You can just, by the way, you can ask any questions about anything we talked about today or anything about PPC in general. You just type it into the chat window at the bottom of your screen there.
Sure. So, Larry, we do have a few questions. The first question is, how much should a small or medium-sized business spend on a PPC account per month to get the best return?
Well, that totally depends on the business and the budget, and it's really hard to say without knowing, like, is it a local business, like where you're selling to just people in the neighborhood? Is it you sell nationally to across all the states in the United States or internationally? It depends a lot on the scope of your business and sort of your objectives. One of the advice that I have is to go to the Google keyword tool. They've got some like keyword estimation tools where you can plug in different types of words and different geographies and different budgets, and you can kind of get a sense for how many clicks you could expect to generate depending on like your targeting and your budget and the keywords that you're interested in.
Great. So our next question is about quality score. The question is just how do you increase or how do you get your quality score higher?
Oh, the highest quality scores, the highest correlation is with click-through rates, and now you can't just say I want my keyword to be a 10% click-through rate, or it's something that's earned. And so the way to earn these like very high click-through rates is to generally narrow keyword selection, so granular 3-word or 4-word keywords like Boston motorcycle insurance or something, as opposed to just insurance, and then marrying up those specific keywords with very relevant ads that specifically talk about what the user was searching for, and then sending them to a landing page that's exactly what they were looking for, that talks about sign up for your motorcycle insurance or whatever. And so that seems to be the way to get high click-through rates, which in turn generates the high quality scores. And of course, the benefit of that is you'll have lower cost per clicks and higher ad positions on average.
Okay. The next question is, how much time should you give a keyword to perform before you decide that it's poor?
Well, it depends on the cost per the desired target cost per action. So if you do know that a conversion is worth, say, we'll just use simple numbers. If you happen to know that you're willing to spend $100 per lead, well, then it might be premature to cut things off, cut off a keyword before it's spent a certain amount of money. Maybe it's like $50 or $60, like, because the probability of a conversion may have not yet realized itself because the cost of conversion is higher. Another way of determining that is the number of impressions and clicks. You're just looking for something significant. I would say, like, at a minimum, you're looking for a minimum 200 impressions, and more is better.
Great. So we actually have someone in the audience who's never run a Google AdWords campaign yet, and is feeling a little lost and just wondering, what's the best way to get started?
Well, depending on the user's objectives, if you have so one of the offerings that WordStream offers is something called Traffic Express, and this is like a pretty simple offering. Like, it's a turnkey solution. You don't have to do any work. So like all that stuff that I was talking about, like optimizing this and selecting that, you could have someone do it for you if you're feeling overwhelmed. And that package, like including the budget that you spend on Google, it's like it starts at $1,500 a month, like meaning that includes the spend for the clicks that you're paying to Google. So that might be an attractive option for someone who's really new and feeling a little overwhelmed, to just have someone do it for them. Alternatively, if you really wanted to do it yourself, I would point you to, like, the AdWords blog or the WordStream blog for just reading as much as you can and learning, because the education. It's largely it's a challenges with education and understanding all the technologies why most of the advertisers fail.
Okay. So a couple of questions specific to PPC Advisor. One attendee is asking, how do I work with PPC Advisor if I have multiple clients and multiple AdWords accounts?
Okay. We have numerous segment of our customers are agencies because they want to be efficient and they don't want to spend forever doing the work either, and so we support multiple client usage, like different accounts. It looks very similar to the Google MCC account structure that I'm sure you're used to at the My Client Center, where you can just link and unlink different accounts to your overall WordStream account.
Okay. So another question is around, another question pop up around quality score, which is, does Google still give a bad quality score when all the key things are done, the relevance, you've worked on the relevancy, you have tight ad groups, you have good ads, you have good landing pages? Could you still get...
Have a good click? But do you have a good click-through rate? So I mean, generally, when I graph like the click-through rates and the different quality scores, and I'm not talking like a click-through rate of a keyword that got like 1 click and 5 impressions. Like that's not really significant because like that's a 20% click-through rate if you get 1 click out of 5 impressions. Like if you graph the most impressed keywords, like the ones that are generating thousands of impressions, and just graph them by impressions versus quality score, you'll definitely see the click-through rate versus quality score for high volume keywords. You'll definitely see a correlation there. If you're not seeing that, then that's a little unusual. Maybe there's something wrong. Like your quality score can be affected by so many different things. One of them is like your account level quality score. So like if the account overall has a low click-through rate, maybe individual keywords could have high click-through rates but have low quality scores. So just to answer your question though, to be really clear, yes, I have seen keywords where you've got good targeting and good ads and good landing pages with low click-through rates, or sorry, with low quality scores. But what I don't see as often is high click-through rate keywords with low quality scores. That's the key. So you just need to think about how to increase your click-through rates, and maybe a tip would be to exploit all these extensions as well. Like those tend to increase click-through rates.
Great. We did have a couple of people asking about pricing for PPC Advisor. So I can actually answer that one. We do have pricing listed on our website at WordStream.com, and you can see the different pricing options. I don't know, Larry, if you would have anything you wanted to add there.
No, I think it's pretty affordable. Like there are typically it's around $2.99 or $3.99 a month, and you can easily make that back in terms of the time savings as well as the actual hard dollar savings, just from eliminating waste or from finding the better keywords or having the right bids. It more than makes up for the fee.
Okay. Another PPC Advisor question. Are AdWords changes made directly through WordStream, or do I need to go through the AdWords editor?
No, the changes are seamlessly applied, so no, you don't have to use AdWords editor ever.
Great. And another question is, are your keyword suggestions better or identical to what Google's tools offer?
Oh, I think they're significantly differentiated and better. We derive all of our keywords from the world's largest keyword database. It's a trillion keyword database that we've amassed using partnerships with ISPs and other data providers. We have a very good idea of what people are actually searching for. And in search, paid search, you're basically paying for clicks on what people are searching for. And so if you happen to know exactly what they're searching for, that'll give you a very decisive advantage. And so that's sort of the foundation of our tool set, is a very robust keyword research suite and database, which then powers stuff like the keyword expansion tools or the negative keyword expansion tools, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay. So another question was, does PPC Advisor provide suggestions for improving quality score?
Yes, I didn't go through all of the tools today, but there are many tools. Like one of them is an ad group segmenter. It's where it'll split up an ad group from, like, one kind of less targeted ad group and break it up into 2 or 3 or 4 more targeted ad groups by sort of shuffling the keywords that don't belong out of that ad group and into their own new ones. So that would be an example of making an optimization so that you could thereby create more relevant landing pages and ad copy, which in turn ought to improve your click-through rate, which in turn will improve your quality score.
Okay. Another question is, does PPC Advisor work with Microsoft Ad Center? And then a second question is, and what if my campaigns are not in English? So, for example, I'm using Spanish language campaigns.
So we do have customers using the Spanish language campaigns, so that's fine. And the other question was, can you remind me?
Oh, sure. Does PPC Advisor work with Ad Center?
Oh, Bing. So currently we only support AdWords, but we will be rolling out Ad Center support very shortly. We've partnered with Microsoft in a way to deliver this within like very shortly.
Okay. Actually, another language question. What languages does PPC Advisor support? Is there, in addition to Spanish?
We've got customers using it. I've seen it working like well, hold on a second. When you think of supporting languages, there's 2 elements. Like, one is, are all the menus and windows and stuff, are they translated into different languages? And for that, like the instructions and things, the labels on the buttons, etc., they're all currently in English. However, assuming that the operator cannot understand English, the keywords and the ads, all that information that you enter into the system, that could be any number of languages like Spanish or I've even seen Russian and a couple other accounts where that was working. It's basically Latin-based Western languages, not the Chinese, Japanese, and Korean type character sets where it uses a different stemming algorithms so we don't have all the grouping and segmentation for symbolic letters.
So another question actually about the PPC Advisor recommendations. The recommendations are in US dollars. Can those recommendations be changed to a different currency?
Oh, of course. So that one is an easy one. Yes, it works in over 100 different currencies.
Okay. And then another question, more of a methodology question. What are your thoughts about analyzing through the Dimensions tab to optimize settings for campaigns?
Yeah, it's definitely, if you have time to spare and you want to go kind of digging around for interesting insights, that would be a good place to start. the challenge there is that I can tell by you even asking that question, it's like that you're a very advanced user. You understand what the dimensions have and how to segment your data into 10 different subdimensions. The challenge is a lot of people don't know how to do that, or wouldn't know what to do with what they find. But if you're comfortable doing that, by all means, it's just a different type of workflow where you don't really know what you're looking for. It's just hit or miss sort of thing.
Okay, and this question is again is around keyword research. Can I do keyword research in Spanish or in any other languages using the tool?
Certainly, we have tremendous depth of keywords in our keyword database in different languages, although the lion's share of the keywords are English language keywords, because we partner with ISPs in North America where predominantly the searchers are searching on English words, but we do have Spanish people living in the country who search on Spanish words, and those words would show up in our database.
Okay. Those are, I think, pretty much all the questions that we have time for right now. I think we also have another offer.
Do you want to close the poll?
Right. Oh, sorry.
Okay. So just to recap, you can get a free trial of everything that you saw today on our website. It's just www.wordstream.com/try. And if you'd like to sort of channel your inner nerd and try to figure out how your account is doing against other competing AdWords accounts, you can grade your account for free at www.wordstream.com/Google-AdWords, Google-AdWords. That's the AdWords grader. Kathy, did you have anything to add?
No, I think that was great. I hope everyone got the information that they were looking for. We will be sending out a link to the presentation in a day or so. So if there was anything that you missed, if you joined late, not to worry. We'll get that information out to you.
Well, thank you everyone for joining. We appreciate it, and have a good day.
Bye-bye.